Is it somebody right on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Like time through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I am here because it seems like the rumors have finally, officially, have been confirmed. Manon is officially out of Cat's Eye, and I'm here to read both the Allure cover story that they did, and I'm also going to show you and read to you what Manon posted on her birthday that has, and the Allure magazine cover just recently came out around her birthday time. Either it was just shortly before, like maybe a week before it came, before her birthday, and then just today, as of this recording, MTV UK was posting pictures of her in this beautiful yellow gorgeous dress. But so we got a whole lot to cover because it has officially unfolded that it might be officially confirmed that Manon's out the group. However, first and foremost, let's talk about how Cat's Eye did a messy Allure cover when they was getting their nails done, getting all pretty, right? So thank you to whoever was behind cameras, because people are sure not letting us forget about Manon, even though the Cat's Eye members seem to not want to mention Manon. So here is this actually kind of awkward moment, and I'm sorry for Laura on that one, but do remind me, I'm not trying to say, hey, wasn't Laura the one that was also a part of the Hey Manon group? So it was a kind of bit shady that they asked. It's like Allure knows what's going on behind the scenes, and us fans are going to dig a little bit too deep and more meaning into it than we need to. But I digress, and here is what happened on Allure's nail interview. Okay. So what they had asked was calling a reference and a call back to an interview that was specifically Manon referenced. And now you're going to see that they're going to play a clip calling back to that exact moment that's going to be playing in these females' heads. Yet this is their reaction shortly after it.
Oh, right there. I looked up ginger Victorian child. Don't ask me why. Gorgeous. Stop it doesn't mean anything. But
I'm sorry, who said it doesn't mean anything? Oop, shade. We heard you.
Love. Maybe not love, but all kindness and good vibes.
she's like, not love. No.
All kindness and good vibes.
No negative.
All kindness and good vibes. Wow. That seems to be true, because here is what was on the Allure cover story that they had to bring up Manon and had to bring it up. So I will read right here. Notably, somebody actually missing here. Manon, almost 24 years old, sixth member of Cat's Eye. The last time Cat's Eye publicly operated as a group of six was on February 4th. Okay, they brought us back to the history. So scrolling down more. 4 months out from the official announcement, it seems that the timing of Manon's return still isn't right. Thank you for calling it Allure. Although throughout our conversation, Cat's Eye still refers to themselves as a group of six. When I ask if Manon has any plans to rejoin the group, Sophia, the head, reiterates the hiatus messaging because we did announce that it was about her well-being. It's not our place or anybody else's place to rush her, Sophia says. We want to give her all the time that she needs, all the space that she needs. And so we don't want to make any assumptions, set anything in stone. She really deserves that. And the door is always open. That is what Sophia had to say. And then it says, I acknowledge that we have been fielding a lot of questions about their missing 6 members for some time now. Sophia continues, we love her and the fans love her. The people love her. They love Cat's Eye. If I was in their place, I would be asking to. And so we understand. But what we can say is that we wish that we could just keep extending love and support and patience and all those things, because all of us deserves that. Anybody does. Okay. What was that supposed to mean? Anyway, let's go back to what Manon happened to post on her birthday, which was just 3 days ago, according to the day that she posted this. So Manon posted, birthday, never been healthier, happier, or more grateful. Grateful for the people who love me, care for me, make me laugh, and remind me what really matters. Feeling very lucky to be here. Heart. I don't know what Cat's Eye did to her, but that sounded exactly like, I am so glad that I am out of Cat's Eye, that I'm away from these girls. I have reclaimed my mental. I have found me again. I got lost in the sauce. So you tell me. Cat's Eye says the door is always open. We don't want to rush her. We don't want to push her, but it's always us 6. Take your time, boo. So it is what it is. You come back, you come back. You don't, you don't. That's what it sounds like to me. Tell me down below in the comments, what do you guys what it sounds like? However, I did interestingly find this interview from Apple Music just 2 months ago where they brought up Manon's hiatus. So I don't know how this had slipped by me.
Tour. Yeah. And so just like anything, we just want to work as hard as we can for the fans and to keep showing up for them no matter what situation we're in. And I think the fans have known that about Cat's Eye ever since we debuted, is that no matter what the situation is, if we can pull up, we're going to show up for you guys. And you know, Manon has been on hiatus and we love her so much, and we know that she's doing well. You know, she got to talk to the fans about it, and we're just really excited, and we're really just rooting for all of us, like each other. You know, we've gone through so much with each other, and so at the end of the day,
give you credit for that.
At the end of the day, we just all want each other to win and to be good and to feel good and to be happy and just, you know, just keep showing up.
Yeah,
we want to keep being there.
We also want to.
I don't know. You guys tell me. Does that give you any sort of courage? And that was 2 months ago, before Manon talked about being healthy and happier and so grateful to be surrounded by people that love, care for her. So I don't know what that means. Shots fired at Cat's Eye. But I also know the K-pop industry overworks their members. I just saw a member from, what was it, Hearts to Heart? You guys tell me if I'm misquoting it, but there was just like another member that has passed out, literally passed out. If you're in the K-pop industry and you know who this group has, 666. 666 it could have been. I think it was 666, triple S. They've had at least 3 members so far pass out. So we know that companies overwork their idols. And even though they're supposed to be a global girl group that's supposed to be more expansive and less traditionally K-pop, it still follows the K-pop mold. And the K-pop mold pretty much wants you to be I guess a machine, really, because it's just in the Asian culture to, I don't want to say be robotic, but be routine, on point. So because of that, it takes time and practice and effort to get there. So when you're a trainee and you're an idol, you got to work. Not to mention diets and things like that. But when you're a global girl group, you can get away with it a little bit less of the strictness. But there are still some things, maybe still some racism and stuff like that goes on behind the scenes and behind the closed doors. After all, it was a group of 6 girls. it's going to get a little catty. It's just a lot of females. So because of that, let's just see how Manon is feeling now that she is 24. It's surrounded by those that love her. And as you see, she was just recently posting up at MTV UK, which I recently learned has been following Manon's case since she's been on hiatus. So she's been like their solo story that she has been tracking and following, which congratulations to that for UK, MTV UK, for following Manon's story, getting the scoop, getting the background. So it's even more suspicious that after her birthday, after this Allure interview, now we're seeing her, and she pops out in yellow, sunflowers, brightness, happiness, radiating positivity. Everyone says she looked gorgeous. Yellow looks good on Manon. So because of that, it's just all those things. She's looking healthier, glowing, beautiful. It's like Manon bounced back better than she was before, almost, it seems like. And it's like, where's the future going to go for Manon here? So I'm going to pull some cards to see how's Manon's mental since leaving Cat's Eye. Because do you guys think she's going to come back? Maybe I'll pull some cards, but the way it's sounding like, I don't think so. I wouldn't go back, not for my health, after I worked all that hardness to get back to where I was feeling secure within myself. Yeah, I'm not going back to that. I don't know how she's going to work out the rest of her contract. She's got a long contract underneath. And first off, before we even read this card, this is something that has been really irking me at the very beginning, just thinking about how Cat's Eye from day one Dream Academy has done wrong. It makes me wonder what was the contracts, because none of the members, none of the trainees knew that they knew they was going to be on a TV show, but they didn't realize it was a competition show. And when you sign contracts, you have to be able to legally let them know what they're getting themselves into and signing up, especially if you're going to be putting them to mental, through some mental hardships. So because of all those different things, and then it's broadcasted on national television for more judgment in the young age. So all that combined together, I'm like, what is Manon's contract? Like, does she have a different contract from the rest of the girls that she had to put up with? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Hive X Gavin put some sly sneakiness into their contracts once they officially assigned as Cat's Eye outside of the Dream Academy contracts. So because of that, I really don't trust at Hive X Gavin and what is written in those contracts. And I think that's exactly why Manon needed a hiatus to get from underneath that contract temporarily to help with her health. However, the card that comes out for Manon is the Star card, which is feeling hopeful. And you're only feeling hopeful when you're down in the dumps. And as we see, she was once down in the dumps. So she is radiating like a star. And so because of that, she is back to being hopeful. She is rejuvenating, pouring back into herself instead of pouring into others and everyone else. She's finally surrounding herself with people that are going to pour back into her. That's going to rejuvenate herself. That's going to pick her up instead of tearing her down. So because of that, let's see what's at her foundation. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the 2 of Swords. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. Honestly, she is still struggling, but she is getting better day by day. At least she was enough to make a post like that. Because surrounding 8, like I said, the Star card, you only have hope when you're down. But also just thinking about it too is we see the 10 of Cups. Usually that's all about happiness. That's you've like struck it lucky, but why would you be having that as your foundation? Maybe she could be feeling happy within herself, feeling, like I said, the Star, filling up the 10 of Cups again. However, Then we are in the past, Two of Swords, feeling bound, feeling blinded. Maybe she saw the red flags and was choosing to ignore them, but she could no longer ignore them because they were starting to take an effect on her health. Because we see the Knight of Swords here. Because the Knight of Swords is, even though the way it's looking at it from here, even though this is in her head, which the Swords is about your mental anyway, the Swords, I would like the Knight to be moving fast to the future, but instead, from the way it's looking, it's moving back into the past. And it's like she still could be replaying those moments. Like I said, she isn't fully free, Two of Swords. She isn't fully healed, Ten of Cups. She has that Star card of still trying to get over it, because then we see here moving on into the future is the Nine of Pentacles. And that Nine of Pentacles symbolizes, somebody who has it all together, but they're still feeling a little bit isolated from the group. Yeah, I'm back to myself. I feel whole and happy within myself, but I don't have cat's eye. I started with these ladies. We had dreams and ambitions, and then it just didn't turn out that way. So she still has to gravel and deal with that on another level. But she has to watch them go on all these great adventures that she could be wishing and dreaming and having. Yes, she has had friends along the way. Pink Pantheress, Kid Leroy, just jokingly like paid $15 for like her subscription, something like that. So because of that, we have people around supporting Manon. She is going to concerts. She is doing this, that, and the third. So because of that, she's having fun. She's honestly living her best, not her best dream, but you know what I mean by the best dream. She's out there having fun. She's traveling. She's just surrounded by people that love her, and who doesn't want that and get to do that, she's no longer, and think about it, Cat's Eye has tight schedules. She could have been homesick from her friends, missing that, missing this great event, missing that milestone. So now that she's finally free from Cat's Eye on a hiatus, let me go here, let me go do this, let me play catch up, let me do all this. Well, so that's like all the things that Manon is like filling herself up on. So because of that, it's like catching up on the things that once felt whole and empty within inside of herself. She's now filling them back up. And she has taken the chance, she has taken the opportunity on herself to do this. However, mentally, she's still attached to Cat's Eye because she still has that contract. So it's going to be itching at the back of her brain, no matter how much she wants to try to think about Cat's Eye less and less. It's always going to be back there because of their contract. So let's just see more with these cards. We have thoughts. We have a fox. We have a whip and a mountain. Block card, change, and the King of Cups. Well, even here, what I see with the Kipper just surrounding Manon and how she's feeling since she's left Cat's Eye. Still within her thoughts. She really had to take some time to really get situated within herself. Do some self-healing. Do some self-inner work within inside of herself. But we have this fox here. It's not like it's not that there were some foxes in her life that snuck in. And not saying that Cat's Eye was like foxes, but when you start letting, because think about it, Manon from the very beginning never really wanted to be an idol. She was scouted and picked to be an idol. So because of that fox energy, it was that energy of what happens when you allow the fox to lead you down the trail, lead you down the path. What happens when you allow curiosity to take you somewhere just to see where it goes? Well, she has gotten the answer from that. And we see the whip here. And usually the whip could be a good thing because it's also paired with the broom. Because usually the things that lash and hurt you the most are the things that you learn to help grow. So that way you can sweep out that negativity and that negative things that once hurt you. You learn to build immune to it and defend against it and no longer be a victim to it, which is how Manon is feeling. But we still see here is the mountain, which is a challenge, which is a block. She still has to overcome Cat's Eye because she's still legally attached to them. So it's like no matter how much she wants to, I don't want to say run around and prance around, but no matter how much she wants to live her life cat's eye free. Cat's eye is always going to be a part of her until the contract is no more. And that's a challenge within inside of herself that she still has to work through, because because the thoughts, Knight of Swords, running back to those thoughts. It's always going to bring her down. It's always going to get her thinking, questioning, wondering how did this happen? Where did it go wrong? Did I do something? Why me? All those things, you start looking at yourself and pointing at yourself. So we see a change in the King of Cups. Somebody who is very strong within their emotions. Yeah, the King of Cups is giving me kind of like Cancer energy, where you're very strong and stern within your energy because it's very masculine, but it's still feminine in the sense of the emotions aren't harsh. The emotions still have a sense of, the best way I could put it is the change is going to come where Manon is going to be able to put basically put her feelings aside. I don't want to say how they say suck it up, wipe the tears away and keep it pushing. That's basically the kind of energy that I'm getting, because the King of Cups, masculine energy, usually disregards feelings in the sense of that it's a setback and a holdback. So the King of Cups, while very sensitive and in tune with the feelings and how he's feeling and what's going on around him or her, Manon in this case, there's still a bit closed off. Two of Swords, still not fully feeling Star card, but still hoping better and brighter days for the future. Nine of Pentacles. So because of that, it's the change. It's the change that you want to see inside yourself. So you got to work on your emotions first. Gain control and emotions over your emotions. Don't be reactive, be proactive. Instead of being retroactive, be ahead of the game instead of procrastinating. So all those things, if you think about it in that sense, is how Manon is working on her inner self, so that way she can better maneuver through her physical reality. All that while still attached to Cat's Eye, but Cat's Eye was a huge learning life lesson for her, and she is taking that as a badge of honor, honestly, despite the bruises that it took along the way. It was almost kind of like America's next top model. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting of, it's great publicity, great exposure, great experience. I gained what she said, 1.6 million followers and something like that over her hiatus. So because of that, it's just overwhelming support, all those different things she's getting accustomed to and opening up to, and realizing that what that little cat's eye bubble was, what that little hurdle was when she was quiet, when she was silent, when she kept things to herself, was so diminishing, was so small, and was so dehumanizing, that she now feels like she's bigger, that she's worth it, that she's that she's that girl again that she knew that she was. So all that to be said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on how Manon's feeling with Cat's Eye. She's trying to feel better and well, but it's hard to when you're still stuck in a contract. So you always got to remember that. And Cat's Eye is all in your face, and she's still following them, and she's got them all over her social media page. Just think about the ick that she probably gets when she sees Cat's Eye, just thinking about their treatment, thinking about how happy they are, how they're smiling, how they're traveling around. She's probably just like, but she's also got to think and remember that it's nothing against the girls. Probably some of it is against the girls, but all at the same time, it's really the company. I just want to pull, I'm going to stop right here. I was just looking at this card. I just want to know, how is Manon feeling towards the members from Cat's Eye? A child? A commitment? And the Clover, which is back to kind of like that star card of wishing and being hopeful. But we started off with the child, which sometimes is immature, but also just they started out young, and a young, vulnerable stage that they were at. She still has a sense of childlike love for that love for them that she had at the very beginning because they had the commitments and the dreams. But all at the same time, the way things have soured, she's trying to move past it. But all at the same time, it's hard to have a love for the girls when you know that they pretty much were silent during your mistreatment. It's like no matter how much love, how much commitment, how much I'm here for the group, no matter how much all this, that, and the third, you wasn't there for me, no matter how much I was there for you guys, despite my mental. So it's not worth it kind of energy. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this, but it's still being hopeful of, I want to try to work this out because I love you girls. And we had this dream and this bond that I still remember, but the hard feelings get in the way. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Manon and Cat's Eye. I sure did. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You would really mean a lot to the channel. Please and thank you. Leave your comments down below. Become a sunflower. Spread those beautiful sunflower seeds. Give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in the next one. But you know what I say before I go. Hype us up. Subscribe to us. And don't forget to thumb us up. Hey, sunflowers.